It's Deidre. Look at my shoulder. I had surgery on my shoulder. I had a tumor right here and they took it out. I'm assuming I'll have a giant dent. I got a screen in here now so I can see my audio. I use it when I record for work. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my boyfriend move in with me because of his bad habits? I, 29 female, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend Mike, 31 male, for about a year and a half. We have been talking about moving in together, and he recently brought it up seriously, saying he wants to take the next step. At first, I was excited, but now I'm having doubts, and I'm starting to feel like I might be the asshole. Mike has some habits that I've found hard to deal with, even though I love him. He doesn't clean up after himself, like, at all. I'm not talking about minor things like leaving a cup on the counter. I'm talking about leaving dishes piled up for days, clothes all over the floor, food wrappers everywhere. He never takes out the trash, even when it's overflowing. And when I try to ask him to help out or even just clean up after himself, he acts like I'm asking for too much. He says things like, "I'm just not a clean person," or "That's your thing, not mine." The frick? Mike! I've tried to have calm conversations with him about it, and while he agrees that it bothers me, nothing ever changes. I've also noticed that he spends most of his time on the couch watching TV, and if I ask him to help with something, he'll either put it off or say he's too tired after work. I've talked to him about moving in together, and I told him that I'm just not sure if it would work because I don't think I can live with someone who don't contribute to keeping the space clean or help with daily tasks. He got defensive and said I was making him feel like a burden. Like a burden. And that he was willing to try harder. But honestly, I've heard this before and I'm not convinced. She is very smart and she understands the world. I love Mike, but I'm starting to feel like it might be more of a hassle than a joy to live together. I don't want to be the person who does everything while he just chills out. I also don't want to become resentful. Oh, you already, girl. It's already there. I've tried talking to him about it, but now he's hurt, saying I'm not giving him a fair chance and that he feels like I don't trust him. Bro, okay, I'll finish it before I talk. Frick. I'm just not sure if this is something I'm willing to put up with long term. Am I the asshole for refusing to let him move in unless he changes these habits? Okay, so first I want to say, of course not the asshole, but how long are you gonna let him show you that he's changed these habits? If he were to agree to change his habits so that he can get his name on that lease, your future lease, how long are you going to require him to demonstrate this change before you hand him that? Because I'm thinking, if what he really wants is to move in with his girlfriend, I don't think he'll have a problem showing change until it happens. Only up until it happens. Just a theory. That's just my thought. That's just my feeling. Now, I like this because if you've listened to previous Reddit videos of mine, you will know my stance on moving in together so soon. I've done it too. It's okay. She is thinking all the right thoughts. All the thoughts that I had hindsight in my own situations. She's freaking having them before she's doing this, and that's great. I commend you, Reddit user. So, it's a little concerning that this gentleman is 31 male and is struggling to understand what the problem is. She said that he agrees that it bothers her. But I mean, agreeing that it bothers her doesn't mean that that doesn't equal taking accountability, if you get me. I will be totally honest. I am someone who has to really try super hard to succeed at cleanliness. Some people are like that. Even people who appear to, have their shit together and have, a very clean house, etc. You don't know what led them to that. They could also be struggling with cleanliness. So I'm not trying to take a dump on people who are having a difficulty, maintaining their area. However, I am taking a dump on the fact that he refuses to see it as a problem. he is actually saying, I'm just not a clean person, or that's your thing, not mine. That shows in his little head that he has no desire or sees no reason to evolve out of those patterns of, leaving mess around. Honestly, if that is his stance, and I already see it like in my Garnet vision here. If she were to put her foot down and say, what's the point of this relationship? I'll put money on it that he'll say, okay, I'll change. And then he'll go on and do the thing where he does the thing for a while and she'll say, okay, yeah, put your name on the lease and we're back at square one. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure. I'm just saying I can see why it would happen. Because his stance is excusing it as I'm not that kind of person, rather than, okay, babe, this is something I've wanted for a long time. Help me. That's a very different answer. So, no, you are not the asshole, ma'am. Your boyfriend, Mike, I won't call him an asshole, but I will say, perhaps it would be essential to really consider this entire relationship, not just moving in together. Hell, stay with him, maintain your separate spaces if you really love this guy and you think he'll come around. He's freaking 31 years old. But if you really think he'll come around, keep your separate spaces and allow him to come around in his own space. If he is really pushing to move in together, how long were they together? 1.5 years. 1.5 years they've been together, and he already wants to move in. Maybe for some people that would work, but I think she's aware. Like, I don't even have to say it. The fact that she is making these observations for herself and considering what her life would actually be like once she combines her safe space with his safe space. Oh my God, what was I saying? I'm not worried about her. Let's just hope that she is strong enough to tell him how it is, and that he is strong enough to evolve out of these unhealthy patterns, because the fact that he can't acknowledge it is pretty concerning. I don't think he's the asshole either. I think he's just at a place in his life, freaking 31 years old. I think he's just at a place in his life where he is that he still hasn't learned the importance of taking accountability for his space and maintaining space. Part of me would wonder if he still lives with his mom or something. Oh no, she said it was dirty, so he does have his own space to some degree, I'm sure. I would wonder if he's depressed. I would wonder. That's also something to look into, because she said she noticed he spends most of his time on the couch watching TV, saying he's too tired after work. So, all that aside, I would wonder if he has some, depression lurking in the back of his mind that he just hasn't really confronted or acknowledged. I forget what that's called. But yeah, bottom line is he's not taking accountability. He's not expressing, a desire for himself to change. Therefore, I think she is making the right choice to not cohabitate with this gentleman. I like that for her. I love that for her. Good job, Reddit person. It's kind of strange to me that he's saying she's not giving him a fair chance and that he feels like she doesn't trust him. Well, you didn't exactly say, hey, baby, give me a chance. You said, I am not a clean person. And that is your thing, not mine. You literally told her, you are not going to do this. So it's not that she's not giving you a chance and doesn't trust you. It's that you told her you are not capable. Right?
Yeah.